They allow you to set a pattern of lures and fish hands free if you like.
Yep. This guy's got a bit of weight in him.
Ooh.
A double.
Yeah, he was right. That was right on the edge of the riverbed, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were skipping up and back. Up onto the riverbed and then dropping it back off.
Yeah. How's yours going?
Oh, just an average little 40 centimetre bass, this guy.
A double hookup on the edge of the creek bed yielded a bass for Neil and a golden for myself. The main difference between the two are the coloration and the shape of the tail. The golden perch on top has a rounded tail, while the bass's tail is forked. At this size they are both good eating, but as they get larger they tend to become very fatty, particularly the goldens.
He's off.
There you go.
Although they can be caught throughout the year, summer is the most productive season for chasing bass. The hottest bites usually occur early morning or late afternoon during the height of summer. A few factors which greatly improve your chances with impoundment fish include a high or rising barometer, steady or falling water level, relatively clear water and warm water temperatures. But you never quite know when they're going to fire. You've just got to get out there and give it a go. We were picking up the odd nice fish trolling, but hadn't really come across any good showings of bass on the sounder until we pulled up for a bit of a chat.
Yeah, there's a school under there now.
Yeah, there's a school on there. Yeah, got him. Oh, that's a nice fish too. We're just out here in the middle of nowhere, talking to the boys. We noticed there was a few bass showing up on the sounder. Dropped the jigs over. We're into them. This is the second one now. Doesn't feel like too bad of a fish. There he is. He's not bad.
He's a nice fish.
Look at that. Good condition.
We'd managed to fluke it this time, but the hardest thing about jigging is finding the fish. Once you've found a good concentration of fish, then it's pretty much a simple matter. Drop the jigs down and get into them.
I got a bit of a nibble. Frightening the bejesus out of me, I can tell you. Wasn't ready for that. Wait. Everything feels like it hits so much harder on this braid. Respectable bass. He's probably in the mid-40s. Not real fat.
We were using a very steady jigging motion, and because the bass were only in small schools, the action ranged from dead slow to absolute chaos.
We just come back across and we're about 30 foot water at the moment.
Dropped.
Yours just dropped yours.
Alright, yep, another one.
Really good. Going, eh?
Still a bass, and what we're doing is sitting straight on top of them and lowering metal jigs down in amongst the school and jigging them vertically.
It's only a baby that far. I've seen him on his way.
Oh, he's a nice fish.
That is a nice fish now. And you had one and you...
I pulled the hooks out of the first one and I dropped it straight back down and got another hook up straight away. So the bass were, they're still very thick underneath the boat now. The lures that we're using are more normally used in saltwater. They're just a piece of chrome metal, about 35 grams, 40 grams. And that's the average fish that we're picking up on them in the fresh water.
He's up in the high 40s.
High 40s. He's not real fat, but he's a fairly fit little bass. Fought quite well.
In the large dams like Somerset, the open water is big bass territory, and trolling and jigging are the best ways to target them. But if you want to find golden perch, you need to work much closer to structure. I did a trip specifically to target golden perch by trolling the rocky banks and points with deep diving lures. The golden sit in amongst rocks and snags, waiting to ambush their prey. It is therefore important to work your lures within a foot or two of the bottom. Once again, a sounder is imperative. Although it is difficult to pick out goldens because they sit right in amongst the structure, your sounder will tell you how deep it is. It may take a few passes to work out a particular bank or point, but once you get it right, the fishing can be red hot, heaps of fun.
Yep. Oh, good hit. Oh, he's feeling some line. Nice yellow.
It pays to use the 6 to 10 kilo mono trace when fishing the banks, with the 3 to 4 kilo main line. Braid is even better in this situation because you can feel your lure working along the bottom and easily drop it back off snags.
That's a purple blitz bag. It's a pretty dark day here, and I reckon dark lures work best on dark days. Oh, it's a bloody big yellow belly.
The prime time for goldens is spring and early summer. There's a bag limit of 10 per person in Queensland, but because they're a much better sport fish than table fish, there's no need to take any more than a couple home for a feed. Somerset is an exciting place to fish. We've barely scratched the surface here on the potential of the place. There are no boating restrictions on Somerset, so we have to share the lake with quite a few skiers at times, but with over 4,000 hectares of surface area, you can usually find plenty of quiet water. Somerset has 2 good boat ramps, one at the Spit near the dam wall and another at Kirklee, which also has camping available. It has good toilets and showers, a kiosk and barbecue areas. Boating and camping permits are required and can be purchased from the rangers on the way in. I'd like to thank Neil for his time and expertise, and I highly recommend Somerset and these techniques. Why don't you get out there and give it a try? One of the great things about fishing is that there is always a new technique to learn and a new species to chase. And that's what brought me to Barumba. I wanted to learn how to fly fish, and I wanted to catch a Saratoga. So the man I had to see was John Rowe. John lives at Barumba Dam, which is located in the Gympie State Forest, about 70 kilometres west of the Sunshine Coast. Barumba boasts one of Australia's best southern Saratoga fisheries. They were first introduced over 20 years ago, and because they can breed in dams, have established a very healthy population. John reckons Saratoga are very similar to trout, and runs fishing tours on Barumba called Tropical Trout Fly Fishing. I went on a fishing tour with John in September, and quickly realised that catching a Saratoga on fly wasn't going to be as easy as I first thought. But I did have a good teacher. John taught me how to cast, and what flies and fly lines to use. He showed me where to find Saratoga and how to spot them. I invited John to fish with me because I reckon you learn more from watching someone fish rather than them telling you how you're supposed to be doing it. We spotted heaps of cruising Saratoga that day,